In this video, we are solving a question on trigonometry, and we can solve this question in two different ways. Such as we can solve this question either by drawing the graph or without drawing the graph. For both the methods, we need a basic idea about how the graphs are drawn for different trigonometry function as well as the basic property whether the graph is increasing function, the graph of whether the function is increasing or the decreasing function. Find the sine of value of. So we need to find the sine of the value of a. So we have the value of a is equal to tan 113 degree minus cos 107 degree. You can write it in the form 90 plus theta or 180 minus theta. So our aim is to convert this obtuse angle, the angle which is in more than 90 degree, into an angle which is in between 0 and 90 degree. So we need to convert this obtuse angle into an right angle less than right angle or an acute angle. We can write this and these angles in either one of these form. I am showing both these form. First of all, we can write it in the form of tan 90 plus theta. A equal to tan 113 degree is equal to tan 90 plus 23 degree minus cos 107 degree is equal to cos 90 plus 17 degree, odd multiple of pi by 2 or odd multiple of 90, which means we need to take the cofunction. What is the cofunction of tan? Cofunction of tan is cot theta. Tan 90 plus theta equal to cot theta. Here theta equal to 23. And this angle 113 degree lies on the second quadrant. In the second quadrant, tan is negative, so it will be equal to minus cot 23. And here minus odd multiple of pi by 2 or odd multiple of 90, which means we need to take the cofunction sine. Cos will be changing into sine theta. Here theta equal to 70. Cos 90 plus theta equal to minus sine theta, because in the second quadrant cos is negative. So here we have minus sine theta. Minus of minus, which will be equal to plus sine 70. So on writing on this form, we will get the value of a as a equal to sine 17 minus cot 23. We can also write it in the form 180 minus theta or pi minus theta. On writing in 180 minus theta, we can write a equal to tan 180 minus, what is the value of 113? 113 equal to 180 minus 67. And what is the value of cos 107? Cos 180 minus 73. What is the value of tan 180 minus theta? Even multiple of 90, tan will remain same, which is equal to tan 180 theta. And the angle is in second quadrant, so tan is negative, so here it will be negative. Minus cos, because even multiple of 90, cos won't change, it will remain the same. So we can write it cot theta, and in second quadrant cos is negative, so we can write it as minus cos 73. It will be equal to minus of minus plus cos 73. Or you can, from this you can simply write it as tan 90 minus theta equal to cot theta. Tan 90 minus theta equal to cot theta. So cot 23 is equal to tan 67. And sine 73 equal to cos 73. You can use any of these properties. These both values are same. We can write it in different forms. So we have written in terms of acute angles. So now we have to find whether the sign of this graph is positive or negative. Whether the sign of this graph is positive or negative. We can take any of these values. So I will be showing both. How we can draw the graph of sine 70, or we can simply draw the graph of sine theta. The graph of sine theta at 0, it is equal to 0, and pi by 2 it will be maximum. At pi by 2 it will be maximum, and again in pi it will be minimum. So I am drawing the graph only up to 0 and pi. So it will be this graph. And what is the value of cot 23? At 0, the value of cot theta is at infinity. At pi by 2, the graph of cot theta will be equal to 0. And the graph of cot theta will be in this shape. It will be a decreasing function. So I have drawn the graph of cot theta. Now I am considering a point pi by 4. At a point 5 pi by 4, I am drawing a point pi by 4. At the value, what is the value of sine pi by 4? The value of sine pi by 4. Value of sine pi by 4 is equal to 1 by root 2, which is equal to, I am multiplying the numerator and denominator with root 1 root 2. It will be equal to, and root 2 by root 2 I am multiplying, so I will be getting root 2 divided by 2. What is the value of half root 2? 1.414 divided by 2. What is the value of 1.414 divided by 2? It will be equal to 0.707. So the value of sine pi by 4 will be equal to 0.707. What is the value of tan pi by cot pi by 4? The value of cot pi by 4 will be equal to 1. Okay. At the point pi by 4, cot theta lies above sine theta, which means it will be around somewhere in this region. Now I am taking somewhere here, the value of cot is greater than sine, so it will be lies in somewhere here. This angle 17 degree and 23 degree angle will be less than pi by 4, which means it will lies in between this region. In this region, cot theta is always greater than sine theta. So I am subtracting a bigger positive number from a smaller positive number. So the sign of the value will be negative. Here both sine and cot both are positive in the first quadrant. So I am subtracting a bigger positive number from a smaller positive number, then the value will be equal to negative. Or you can draw without considering this graph. You have to have an idea about the graph, which means we know that the graph of cos theta is decreasing in 0 to pi by 2, which is a decreasing function. As x increases, the value of function decreases for cot theta or cot x. And the maximum value of sine can be attained as 1. The maximum value of sine theta can be attaining as at 1. At pi by 4, the value of from 0 to pi by 4, the value of cot theta will be from minus infinity plus infinity to 1. So the at value of pi by 4, the value of cot theta from decrease from plus infinity to 1. And at value of 0 to pi by 4, the value of sine theta will be in between 0 and 0.707. So it is clear that in this interval, cot theta is always greater than sine theta. Cot theta is always greater than sine theta in this interval 0 to pi by 4. Which means here we are subtracting a smaller positive number from a bigger positive number. So it will be negative. Now we can solve using this value, the second value. Considering the second value, we have a equal to cos 73 minus tan 67. Now we are solving this value, a equal to cos 73 minus tan 63. So we are drawing the graph of cos theta and tan theta. From 0 to we are drawing only from 0 to pi by 2. In 0 to pi by 2, the value of cos theta decreases from 0 to 1 to 0. The value of cos theta decreases from 1 to 0, and the value of tan theta will be increasing from 0 to infinity. You can draw the graph. And I am considering a point pi by 4. What is the value of cos pi by 4? It is same as sin pi by 4 and it is equal to 0.707. What's the value of tan pi by 4? Tan pi by 4 is equal to 1. Which means in the region pi by 4, tan theta is always greater than cos theta. Which means it will be lying on somewhere here. From pi by 4 to pi by 2, tan theta is always greater than cos theta. Also in first quadrant both are positive. So we are subtracting a bigger positive number from a smaller positive number. So the sign of value of a is equal to negative. Or you can consider an idea that in first quadrant cos theta decreases from 1 to 0 and tan theta increases from 0 to infinity. In first quadrant tan theta tan x increases from 0 to infinity, it's an increasing function, and cos theta decreases from 1 to 0, it's a decreasing function. At pi by 4, we know tan theta is greater than cos theta, and the value of cos theta equal to 0.707, and the value of tan pi by 4 equal to 1. Here we can find a point that at 0 to pi by 2, the both functions we are only considering from 0 to pi by 2, both are positive. So we know that from 0.707 it is decreasing to 0. So it will be in between 0.707 and 0. It will be a smaller number less than 1. It's clear. Here it's increasing from 1 to infinity. So it will be a number greater than 1. So we are subtracting a number which is positive and which is less than 1. And from a number which is positive and less than number, we are subtracting a bigger number which is greater than 1. So our value will be negative. So you can use both the ideas. First idea, we are simply drawing the graph. Second, we are drawing from 0 to pi by 4. We are identifying whether the function is an increasing function or decreasing function, and we are relating with a point pi by 4. So you can do it either way. It will be easier if you draw the graph.